Hello, welcome to the series Wheel of Wisdom. I'm so glad to have you. I would love to know where you are joining from. So, which part of the world you are from? And is it your first time here in one of my lives, or have you been here before? Because this is the 29th session of Wheel of Wisdom series that we have, started in this new year with this new year in the January. So yeah, I would love to know like, are you a first timer here or have you been here before? Good morning, Brett. Good morning. So Brett is joining us from Dominican Republic. It is your second time here. Welcome back. I'm so glad that you chose to tune back in. Yeah. So when was the first time you joined? Like, has it been was it the previous live or sometime previously, maybe few weeks ago? Okay, a few weeks ago. Then I'm hoping that the message that is going to come in today's live is going to be the one that is meant for you. I hope that you receive some guidance or some clarity in relation to whatever is going on in your life, Britt. So thank you for joining. Good morning, Susan. Welcome back. I'm so glad that you're tuning back in here again. So Susan is joining us from Vermont. Beautiful. But say so happy to be here with you. That's so sweet of you. Thank you for being here, both of you and every one of you who I am not seeing yet, but are here. So, so since you guys like have been here before, I'm not going to, explain like what goes in these sessions, and today just dive in directly. So, yeah, so I was thinking, usually we start these sessions, as you might know, with a meditation, with a small meditation of 10 to 15 minutes. So today I had a doubt about it, like whether I want to start it this way or not. So I want to ask you, would you guys like to start with a meditation, or would you guys like to directly dive into, spinning the wheel and yeah, just tuning into the wisdom? So what is it for you? What would you like? Meditation or directly tuning into the wisdom? Okay, Tina would love a meditation. Thank you for voting and chiming in. Thank you. Britt says meditation first. Susan says dive into the wisdom. Okay, so maybe meditation first, and then we will dive into the wisdom since the majority says that meditation. But we are going to soon dive into the wisdom, Susan. So stay tuned. Okay. Hi, Sonia. Good morning and welcome back. It is so lovely to see you here again. It just makes me so happy to see so many people coming back to these lives. So Sonia is joining us from Montreal. Beautiful. Okay, Susan says sounds good about this. First doing the meditation and then diving into the wisdom. Amber says, "Hey, lovelies. Wow, Amber, you were able to wake up and join in." So, yeah, guys, Amber met me in another teacher's live. I was just attending another teacher's live. I think her name was Rachel. Beautiful live. So, yeah, and Amber is here now. So, Amber is joining us from Thunder Bay. Wonderful. Okay, so let's begin with a meditation. Begin by coming into a comfortable position. You can either stand, sit, or lie down, whatever feels comfortable to your body in this moment. Feel free to adjust your body in any manner that will help you feel more relaxed. As you are settling in, allow your eyes to either close or you can lower your gaze just to limit visual distraction. As you close your eyes and turn your attention inward, becoming aware of the air around you. So, connecting with the environment around you through the sense of touch. Feeling the air in this space through the parts of your body that are exposed to it, like maybe your hands or maybe your face, noticing the temperature of air surrounding your body. Maybe if it is windy in the place you are settled right now, then you might also notice your hair move with the wind, or maybe your clothes fluttering. And if if it is still, then noticing how does the stillness in your environment feels like. Noticing if the air around you is humid or maybe it is dry. And now that we are connected with the space around our body, we are going to turn our awareness on our bodies. And the way we are going to become aware of our bodies is through our hands. So, move one or both of your hands to the top of your head noticing and feeling the hair on your head. And if you don't have one, then you can notice and feel your scalp. Maybe moving your hands or fingers a little bit just to feel the whole shape of your skull. And as you move the fingers of your hands over your head, also noticing the sounds that the hair and the hands together make. If at any moment your hands start to get tired, you can always lay down your hands for a bit to let them rest and then pick up again. And once you have traced the whole head from front to the back, resting your hands on your neck, thanking your neck for how it supports your head for the whole duration that you are awake. If you feel some tension in your neck, you're welcome to massage it a little bit, letting the stress in your neck melt away. Wonderful. And now let one of your hands rest in your lap and place the other hand on your forehead. Feeling how does your hand feels like on your forehead. Maybe it is warm or maybe it is giving away some coolness on the skin of your forehead. If you feel like you can even massage your forehead, just letting go of any tension in this area of your body. Pressing around your eyebrows. Feel free to use both of your hands if you need to. And now resting both of your hands in your lap and noticing what does it feels like to pay attention to your head, neck, and forehead in this way. Feeling the sensations in this area of your body. And now bringing your attention to your shoulders, noticing if you are slouched over or maybe your shoulders a little bit stiff. So, if that's the case, you can bring your shoulders closer to your ears, lifting them up, squeezing them tight, and then letting go. And one more time, paying attention to your shoulders. And now moving your shoulders from the front to the back. So rotating them towards the back so that you become straight. Your spine becomes straight. And noticing how does it feels like to sit with a straight spine and a head that is in alignment with the spine. Noticing how does this posture makes you feel. Does it make you feel alert or does it makes you feel lazy? And now I invite you to join the palms of your hands like in a prayer position. And now that both the palms of your hands are connected, start to rub them to generate heat, generating heat within the palms of your hands. Becoming aware of the sound they generate. And once they become heated enough, allow the palms of your hands to rest on your eyes, allowing your eyes to absorb the heat, feeling and seeing the darkness that it creates in your eyes. And whenever you are ready, you can lower both of your hands and let them rest in your lap. And noticing now that when the hands are no more on the eyes, has the view changed in any manner with your eyes closed? Can you see light even with your eyes closed? And whenever you are ready, you can gently open your eyes. Looking around you and connecting back with the environment around you, knowing that you have tended to the parts of your body that usually carries around so much stress. All the tension and the stress gets stored in these different areas of the body that we brought awareness to, and that we send some kindness through, either through a massage or through a simple thank you. So now, whenever you are ready to fully come out of this meditative state, you can take a deep breath in, and with the out breath, letting go of this practice. Feel free to stretch your body or hydrate yourself, whatever your body needs right now. Just moving it a little bit, maybe, or shaking it, or whatever your body needs. Hmm. So, firstly, I would like to welcome anyone who joined during the meditation. And I would like to let you know that this was just one part of this live. There is a lot more coming, so stay tuned. Until I ask people that who were in the meditation with me, so how was the experience for you? How it felt like to pay attention to your body in that manner? So there are a few comments. I guess, yeah, so someone joined during the meditation. Good morning, Cookie. Good morning. So, Cookie is joining us from Charlotte, NC. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us, Cookie. I'm glad to have you. Um, Ratul is saying hello from Bangladesh. Wonderful. Thank you for tuning in, Ratul. It's lovely to have each and every one of you here. Okay, let's see. Now let's read the experience of the people in the meditation. So, Britt is saying, beautiful, thank you. I'm glad, Britt, that you got what you needed and you liked the meditation. Thank you for sharing that feedback with me. Hmm. Paul says, thank you. Thank you, Paul, for joining in. It's lovely to have you. And it's lovely to meditate with you all. Amber says, wonderful and nourishing. Miigwech, gratitude. Wow. I'm glad that, you got the nourishment that your body needed in this moment, Amber. Thank you for sharing that beautiful feedback with me. Susan says, so relaxing. I always feel everything is brighter after. Yeah, isn't it? And not only brighter in terms of light, but also brighter in terms of what life has for you. Maybe, receiving some light and goodness in terms of that. So yeah, Susan is relaxed and so am I. It is lovely always to see the words that come out of me because I have nothing in my mind that I am going to guide you on on most of these lives. And yeah, and it's so wonderful that we get to receive, both you and me get to receive what we need during through the meditations. Okay, so guys, thank you for joining me for the meditation. And now let's move on to the next part of this live, which is the fun part, or which is about tuning into the wisdom, which Susan was also so eager about. So let me take out the wheel for you guys. Before that, before we spin the wheel and tap into the wisdom, I want to ask you all that I want to invite you all to maybe declare in the comment box what is it that you need guidance on, today. Sorry, today. So, yeah, what is going on in your life? You don't need to share like specific things, it's okay. You can just share the general theme of it, or maybe the area of your life in which you are struggling and you would like to receive some clarity on, some guidance on, some wisdom for. So, yeah, feel free to declare it in the comments to the universe, to God, to higher self, to divine, whatever you believe in. So, take a moment to reflect what is it that you need guidance on, and then declare it to the universe through the comment section. So, I will wait for like 1 minute so that you can type and share what you need guidance on in the comments before we move on, before we tap into the wisdom. Britt says relationships. I hope that you receive some advice, suggestion, or even reassurance in terms of finding that connection and love in your life, Britt. Amber says, need guidance on how to speak blessings into people's life and anoint them. Mhm. That is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I hope that you do receive some guidance on that. Susan says, just need guidance towards peace and letting go in regard to relationships. Mm-hmm. Lot of stuff about relationships today, guys. So let's see, what comes up today. And Susan, I hope that you feel that inner peace, after listening to the lines that come through in this live. Okay, so let's start. hmm Cookie says needs guidance on manifesting abundance. Wonderful. Yeah. I hope that, you receive that cookie. In fact, recently I have been like working on that a little bit. Um, so in case you don't receive something from this live, I actually had a live. I think it was 27th number. So in that I guided a meditation regarding that. So in case you're interested, you can check that out. And because all of these lives are getting recorded, this one also, this is the 29th live of Wheel of Wisdom series. So if you want to like access the replays of any one particular live or maybe just see the whole playlist, then what you can do is that you can go to my profile. Let me just show you how you can reach there before like we spin the wheel and everything. Okay. So like this is my profile. So when you go to the about section, okay, and you scroll down, then you will see a link tree. So you can click on that and you will see the replays there. So it would be named Wheel of Wisdom replay. You can click on that and go to a particular replay, like I suggested for Cookie. So it was 27th. And if you would like to, just when I'm not doing the live and you would still like to receive some guidance or just tune into your intuition and just welcome wisdom into your life, then what I have done is that I have numbered each of these lives. So you can go, you can open the playlist, you can choose a number from 1 to 29 because this is the 29th one. And whatever number comes for you, just open that live and yeah, receive whatever it was, meant for you to come because your intuition chose that number. So something larger than you knows that this is something that you need to hear right now. So yeah, play away with the playlist. Okay, so having that said, let's rotate the wheel. So this is our Wheel of Wisdom. It has like currently it has 31 books that were randomly chosen from all the books I have read in the past like 8 years. So yeah, let's spin it and see what books comes through. What wisdom from that book wants to be given the voice today. hmm Okay, so the book that came up for us today is The Mindful Way Through Anxiety by Susan M. Orsillo and Lizabeth Roemer. hmm It is a pretty interesting book. And it's okay if you feel like, the title don't resonate that much in terms of what you mentioned about, you need guidance for. But yeah, the advice that come up or the wisdom that come up can still apply to you. So let's see, what comes through. Um, Let me open the book. These are kind of my notes from this book. And yeah, okay. So what we are going to do now is that I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to just open space for my intuition to come up. And with my eyes closed, I'm going to scroll through these notes of from this book that I made, when I was reading some of the books. I felt like, I want to note down the, powerful insights of the transformative practices from these books. So Yeah, so I have like notes of certain books. So yeah, I'm going to just scroll through them and let my intuition choose something, let my intuition allow me to stop at a paragraph that is going to benefit all of you. May you all receive pure wisdom today in relation to whatever is going on in your life. Okay, let's see what came up. Okay, there is a comment. Amber says, Cookie, you should consult Shaman Durek about manifesting abundance that supports and benefit you. He handles his own Instagram DMs and website is just in his name.com. Okay, so is he another teacher on Insight Timer, Amber? Hmm. Okay, so let's see what came up. I'm just trying to find where this paragraph starts. Okay. Amber says, not on Insight, just online via IGN website. Okay. Okay. Mm. So the author says that I somehow lost the page. Yeah. Okay. Encountering challenges in mindfulness practice, working with anxiety. Often, mindfulness practice will lead initially to an increased awareness of symptoms of anxiety, which can make us feel like things are getting worse instead of better. This can be very discouraging and naturally make us want to stop practicing. Increased awareness can lead to even more judgments and criticism. Why can't I keep my attention on my breath? I am so bad at this. Given how given how given how you're used to turning away from discomfort, we all are. It is very natural to instinctively stop practicing when this happens. However, if we stick with it, we will find that this initial discomfort often subsides and we become more able to tolerate discomfort and anxiety as we begin to see the ebb and flow of our experience. It takes a bit of a leap of faith to make our way through these initial challenges. Again, it takes a bit of a leap of faith to make our way through these initial challenges, which is why we ask you to commit to regular practice for at least a week or two so that you can start to see the range of experiences you can have with practicing mindfulness. So basically, it is not just like with mindfulness, it is with, everything new that we try. And especially like supposedly if we are trying to change a pattern of ours, you know, initially when we become aware of all the things that we do wrong or maybe our old patterns that are no longer serving us, and when we become aware of it and and once we are aware we see them coming up again and again and again, um like supposedly in case of yours cookie, that maybe you have certain limiting beliefs about money and you did become aware of them, which is a huge first step. But once you became aware, and you saw them coming again and again and again, affecting you, your life, then it can become overwhelming at times, to stick with it, to see initially that awareness, initially that light that has been thrown on everything that is happening feels like, oh my God, what did I stepped into? Like in mindfulness or like in meditation practice, when we are said to just stay with the breath and we notice how much our mind is like um chatter, how much our mind chatters, how it don't shut up. And it feels like, oh, maybe in the meditation, I just I just turned on that switch of my mind and now it is always chattering. But it was also before we just became aware of it now. And now that we have become aware of a pattern of ours or a nature of ours or something of ours that don't serve us in the way that we want, then we can always like change it. But it would take time with any practice that you inculcate. It would take time, and initially, no matter how challenging you find it, especially with, you know, with the light that has been shown on everything that is no longer serves you, no matter how overwhelming it feels, if we just stay with it, then it is going to change. Things are going to change. We just need to have that leap of faith. We just need to have that patience to stick for a while through the initial challenges, and then, then things would shift. So that is what came up for me when I read those lines. And yeah, if any one of you have thoughts on this, would like to share what came up for you as I read those lines or as I spoke these things, then you're welcome to share that in the comments. And also, I would like for you to vote that would you like me to read another set of lines from the same book, or would you like me to spin the wheel again to, see what another piece of wisdom comes through from today's live? So, same book or spin the wheel again? Susan says, spin again, please. Okay, others, what would you like? Okay, Brit says, spin again, please. Okay, then we are spinning. hmm So, as I spin the wheel, holding in your mind your intention or what you would like guidance on today. So, holding that in your mind as I spin the wheel. Okay, there is a comment here before I spin. So, let me read that. So, Amber says, thoughts of loved ones who have shy away from mindfulness practice that deals with a lot of anxiety, encouraging them to try again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it seems like Amber, you received a bit. in terms of what you needed guidance on that you mentioned. I think, yeah, needed guidance on how to speak blessings into people's lives. So maybe, yeah, just maybe encouraging them to give a try, or even like embodying that, just practicing yourself. And when they see the changes in you, they might get curious and they might be like, okay, what are you doing these days? And we would also love to try. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that, Amber. And Amber also says spin. Okay, let's spin. Hmm. Okay, so the book that came up is How to Do the Work by Nicole. Okay, let's see what wants to come through from this book. Okay, instead of me spinning this time, like me tuning into my intuition, let's do this. Um, so I want you to choose a number between 1 to 74, and we are going to read something from that page number that you choose. So choose a number between 1 to 74, and let's see, what wants to come through. Okay, Tina says 56. Let's go to 56 and see, Tina, what is the message for you? Hmm. Okay. Brett chose the extreme. Yeah, okay. We will go to 74, but let's read, what came through from 56. Okay. So the author says, when you state your boundary, it is helpful to use objective language as much as possible. You want to focus on facts. If a phone call occurs in the middle of the night while I am sleeping, it will go unanswered. So, this is an example of how to state your boundary objectively. Let me repeat. If a phone call occurs in the middle of night while I am sleeping, it will go unanswered. It's best to avoid you language, using you in the sentence. Yeah, so it's best to avoid you language as much as possible, as it can activate the defensiveness of the other person's ego. Try to be confident and respectful, as hard as this may be. Remind yourself you are doing nothing wrong. You are respecting yourself and your relationship. To help you get started, I have included an example of a boundary setting template that can be adapted to fit your needs. So now there is this template. And don't worry, I'm going to like post this in my group so you can read it later on if you don't understand it while I'm reading it. So, yeah, so the template goes like this about boundary setting. I am making some changes so that dash. So insert your intention for your new boundary in that and hope you can understand that this is important to me. I imagine dash. So then here you can insert your understanding of their behavior. Yeah, so I imagine dash. When you dash, so insert the problematic behavior. For example, if they don't put the dishes in the sink, right? So say when you do not put the dishes in the sink after eating, I often feel dash. So insert your feelings. So say that I often feel frustrated and I understand that is something you may not be aware of. In the future, insert what you would like or would not like to happen again. So in the future, I would not like in the future, like would you be open to, not for example, yeah. So in the future, would you be willing to put the dishes in the sink after eating? Okay, so now you have mentioned what you wanted. Then if dash, so here insert the original problematic behavior. So if next time, if you still didn't put the dishes in the sink, so if this happens again, I will dash. So mention, how you will respond differently to meet your own needs. So, um, I will, so I will ignore the dishes, whatever you want to do in that, so that your needs are, honored. I'll just, paste this here in case it was very confusing. Mm, just give me a second. It is quite confusing to say the dashes and then give you examples and stuff. So I will just, yeah, let the dishes pile up. Good one, Stacy. Thank you for helping me out here. Yeah. Okay. So this is the template for boundary setting. Hi, Stacy. It is so lovely to have you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay. Yeah. So we will continue on this paragraph because it is still not ended. Um, yeah. So now that the author mentioned the template for boundary setting, and she has highlighted that it is important to keep the communication objective rather than accusing the other person using the you language that you did this, or you make me feel sad or some stuff like that, because it makes the other person defensive. Use an objective language and yeah, focus on your feelings and communicating that, and also making a clear request. And also, one more thing is very important while you are setting a boundary, which is that when you say that if you do that again, I will do this, then it should be followed through. And secondly, it should be something that you would do, and it's not something that you are just requiring of them. You are letting them know that if you do this, then I am going to do this, because that behavior that you're going to do is in your control. So you need to set that when you are setting a boundary. You need to state that clearly. So this was all about the template. Now reading that paragraph, continuing on that paragraph that came up. Um, as Tina chose the number for us. So the author continues. Keep in mind that timing is key. It is helpful to communicate a boundary at a time when both parties are as emotionally settled as possible. When we are activated, we are in no state to receive anything challenging. To the best of your ability, try to find a time that's as emotionally neutral as possible for both people to share your new boundary. So don't just, um, blurt the new boundary out there as kind of an ultimatum or a warning or something like that. Do it in when you are in a logical state of mind and when the other person is as well. Continuing, yeah, as you begin to think about creating new boundaries, it is helpful to focus on how you will continue to respond differently in the future instead of becoming consumed with how the other person will feel. Many boundaries are erased before they are even articulated. We start envisioning how our boundaries will hurt others or how they will fire back and hurt us. We beat ourselves up. We tell ourselves that we are ungrateful or selfish, what I call the feel bads, without doing the holistic work, rebalancing your dysregulated nervous system, acknowledging the wounds of your inner child. These feel bads can easily prevent us from taking concerted action that would ultimately help maintain and strengthen our bonds. Sometimes it's not realistic to have an active conversation about the boundary, and you can communicate your new limit without having a preemptive conversation. This is especially relevant in less intimate relations, such as having lunch with a coworker. Okay, so this was all about boundary setting, how to set it, what to keep in your mind while you are setting a boundary. And yeah, and how to not overly focus on how other person would feel. It is important to consider their needs as well, and come up with a request that would accommodate both yours and his needs or her needs. But it is equally important to understand that if you are continuously not, if you're continuously ignoring your need, then the resentment is going to build in a relationship, and it is going to show up someplace, and maybe someplace not nice when some place that you don't want it to show up, or it would show up randomly and the other person would be like, what just happened, because it was accumulating over the time and it was just getting buried deep and deep inside you, and then it overflowed over just a little thing that happened. So yeah, so this is something that came up when Tina chose a paragraph for us. Let me read some other comments before I move on to the next lines. And yeah, I would like to hear actually, what did you guys felt as I was reading this piece of wisdom from this book? Hmm. Yeah, okay, so people are communicating with each other. Yeah, Stacy is saying Namaste Amber and to all. Namaste, Stacy. I hope that you're doing well now, Stacy. Okay, so let's move on to the next page, that Brit chose for, himself or for all of us. So Brit chose the page number. Okay, Brit is saying that was so helpful for handling my relationships. I'm so glad that, you got what you needed today, because when we asked guys, some people mentioned about relationships, and it is amazing that the right kind of wisdom reached them. So thank you for sharing that. It's so nice to hear. Stacy says, yes, thank you, feeling much better. I'm so happy to hear that, Stacy. I hope you keep on feeling better. Okay, guys, so let's read another piece of wisdom from page number 74 that Brit chose for us. So maybe there is more bread for you, or maybe it is for someone else, because just like Tina chose a number and the other person got what they needed. Okay, so we are going to go with 74. Before that, I would just, no, okay. 74. Mm. It's more of like an exercise. So let's say I will read it and maybe we can do it together, or maybe you can just hear it. So the author says, so the name of this exercise is A Day in the Life of Doing the Work. So the first like paragraph or subtitle is Balance Your Body. So explore your body's physical needs by answering these questions. So maybe you can answer it. I can pause after each question and you can answer it. And do this with me, get the most out of it. So the first question is, which foods help you which foods help your body feel good, and which make your body feel not its best? So maybe name the foods, name the kind of food, or maybe the particular food that makes your body feel good, and the type of foods that, you know, do not help your body feel its best. So take your time to name it in the comments. I would also think about it and do it with you. It kinds of link with the first exercise that we did, awareness about what is already there. Maybe we are consuming these foods and they're not good, and yeah, maybe we weren't aware. And maybe if we were like, you know, then we added on a judgment instead of just, being patient with ourselves. So Amber says avocados, watermelon, eggs, and celery and spinach helps health and vitality. Wonderful. So these are the particular foods that help Amber to feel vital and to feel healthy. And the foods that, don't feel so good for Amber is hyper processed foods, feel gummed up in body. Yeah, quite a visual. And yes, you know, our body have a hard time processing all of that, isn't it? Tina says fruits and vegetables. Okay, so that helps her body, that makes her body feel nice, feel good. And yeah, is there any particular fruit or vegetable in general, like in particular, Tina, that maybe um both your body likes as well as your tongue also like, you also like the taste of it? Leslie says all vegetables. So Leslie, so all the vegetables help Leslie feel good about her body, consuming them. Same question for you, Leslie. Is there any particular vegetable that, also tastes good and your body also feel good after eating it, more energized, more fresh, or whatever it is? Maybe even, okay, guys, maybe even focus on the feeling. So let's add on to this prompt and also notice that, remember maybe the last time that you consumed the healthy things and how did you feel after that, you know, physically or emotionally? And what happened and how did you felt after consuming the foods that don't make your body feel so best, its best? So Tina has specified the name of the fruits and vegetables. So Tina likes celery, carrots, apples, ginger, oranges. Wonderful. I love the smell of oranges. It's just so refreshing. Stacy says warm foods are comforting. Soup, vegetables, rice, and sugars are not so good for my body. Yeah. It is so true. I, it has been like maybe more than I guess 2 years now that I haven't had any sugar. And now I don't like it. Like I switched to honey, and so there was like a nearby how do I say it? Like the thing that bees make, their home. So yeah, so like yeah, so in India, like people go around and when it gets like too big or something, then yeah, they take it down and yeah, so the honey that is, extracted from that. So yeah, it just and in my nearby place, a beekeeper, I don't think we could call it a beekeeper or someone like that. That came and it just gave a lot of honey. So yeah, I just stored it and it has been going on for it worked for like it worked for 2 years almost, and now I'm finished with that honey. So yeah, I tried sugar after that, and it just didn't taste that good now. I am now addicted to like honey, not addicted, but yeah, I like it. I prefer it better. So yeah. Susan says people use pure maple syrup here. Wonderful. Yeah, I have heard about it. I've never tasted it. Hmm. I've seen it in the movies and stuff. So this is the season there. Wonderful. So I hope that you're consuming more, maple syrup, Susan. Stacy says, I mean, just the sugars are not good for my body. Sorry. Yeah, I get it. I read it like in a flu. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, sugars. So hopefully, yeah, you are able to cut down on it. Um, because yeah, I searched for some alternatives and yeah, I came up with jaggery. I tried jaggery, but it don't like um it is good, but it don't taste good with certain foods in which I used to add sugars. So then I tried other stuff. And yeah, this worked for me. Honey worked for me. Okay. So maybe yeah, you can try if not already, you can try certain other alternatives that Susan mentioned like maple syrup, honey, jaggery, stevia. Stevia if a person is diabetic, then it works for them as well. Um yeah, okay. So let's see, have I missed few comments? I think Leslie says agree with Tina. Okay, so Leslie also likes the one that Tina likes. Maybe you can have a dinner together sometime. Maybe a virtual dinner or lunch. Let's see. Brit says, I usually feel more energetic after having vegetables, fruit, and protein. My energy becomes very low when I have sweets and processed food. Yeah, and isn't it like so somewhat ironical also because we consume the sweets or the processed food to feel like to have that energy, to have that blast. And yeah, in fact, those healthy things make us feel more energetic. And I think for me, fruits makes me feel like so refreshed. So the word that comes up for me is refreshed with the fruits. Vegetables make me feel like, yeah, fulfilled. I don't know. Fulfilled. So the ones that I like is I like broccoli. I love broccoli. I have seen in like in TV series that people like outside don't like that much. It is especially the children's, but I love broccoli. And yeah, and the local food here because broccoli is not that common in India. Like it is there, but yeah, it is not the local one. So yeah, the other food that I like is I like all the vegetables, I think. Um, and especially the ones that I get to grow in like, on my terrace, yeah, like we have some plants and everything. So sometimes we grow like tomatoes and they come just this small. So especially the stuff that I get to grow, it just takes so it just tastes so different. It just tastes like I don't know, so refreshing and like home. It just tastes amazing. And not just, the big stuff because we cannot like grow everything out there, but yeah, even just the small things, like maybe we planted coriander on my terrace, and yeah, and it just the coriander as well as the, what do we say it in English, peppermint. So it just grows like crazy. Peppermint grows like crazy in India. I don't know about the weather in other places. Yeah, but yeah, these small things, they just grow super easily, and even in small pots. And when we use them, they just taste so different. So okay, reading the comments here. Amber says broccoli dipped in hummus. Yeah, it is just so tasty. Okay, okay. My mouth is getting watery now. Let's see the other prompt here. And maybe guys, now that yeah, Stacy says there is nothing better than fresh mint hot tea. Yeah, it is so amazing, I love I love, using the self-grown stuff for the teas, the peppermint, the tulsi. Tulsi is, I think, holy basil in English. I'm not very sure. But yeah, tulsi and this even uh fennel seeds tea, that is also amazing. Yeah, so it is so amazing to just yeah, I've lost my words. Yeah, so just put in the freshly grown stuff in the food that we eat. It just tastes so different for some reason. It is amazing. Okay, yeah, I was saying that maybe, since you guys mentioned all these stuff that you like and that makes you feel energized, energized was a common word. So, so maybe like, if possible, then maybe cook it today, just maybe eat it today. If you are not into cooking, then maybe eat it today, give your body that gift. Because today, initially we started with a meditation to help our body relax those portions, those areas of our body that carries the tension, like our head, neck, shoulders and everything. So we gave our body a gift in that way, and now I'm inviting you to just, to offer that gift to your body, in terms of nourishment also. So are you guys up for it? So who amongst you all are going to, yeah, at least try, at least commit to, eat some of any of that stuff that you mentioned that energizes your body. Maybe today, and if it is not possible, then maybe tomorrow. Just set an intention for it. Just give your body that nourishment and that energy. So if you are up for it, let me know in the comments. Until then, I will read the next prompt. Mm. Because tomorrow, let me commit to you. Tomorrow, I'm going to drink that peppermint tea. Yeah, so since Stacy mentioned, tomorrow I'm going to consume that because the tea time kind of has passed here. But yeah, tomorrow morning I will consume that. Okay, so moving on to the next prompt here. So the author asks you to reflect on how much sleep and at what times help your body feel more restored. So, how many hours of sleep? Just, reflect back and recall, um, over the past days and see, how much hours of sleep was enough for you because it is different for different people. For some, it is 7, for some, it is like 9 hours, or for some, it is just 5 hours. So, just reflect, how much hours of sleep makes you feel better the next day when you wake up. And also, at what time did you like fall asleep? So, what is the best time for you that when you sleep, the other day becomes a little bit easier. So, how much hours and at what time? I'm also thinking about it. Hmm. Leslie says 11 p.m. I sleep in intervals. When I wake up, I will do a yoga and go back to sleep. Hmm, that's interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, because yeah, for some people I know that, they wake up a lot during the, sleep. But it is nice that, it is nice to know your ritual to go back to sleep with the yoga. Hmm. Leslie says after the bathroom stop, I probably drink too much water. Yeah, me too. Me too. Okay, and I think for me the time is around 10 p.m. Like by 10 p.m. I should be in bed, and then I can like do something for half hour, like maybe a meditation, maybe listening to an audiobook. So recently I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks. I love them. Uh yeah, and the number of hours for me is like 8 to 9 hours. I am the 9 hours one. I need a lot of sleep to function well. Okay. So Leslie says yoga birds, that is. Uh-huh. So yoga birds like okay, yoga nindra. Yoga nindra. Yeah, yeah, I love that. Yeah, sometimes when I'm not able to sleep, I use like yoga nindra, progressive muscle relaxation, all of these different things. Tina says 8 hours. Okay, so the optimal number of hours for Tina is 8 hours, and Tina sleeps by 10 p.m. and up at 8 and do a mindful meditation to set up my day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it resonates with mine. So Tina's ritual kind of resonates with mine. Leslie says spell check strikes again. No issues, no issues. We got you. Mhm. Okay, so let's reflect on the next prompt now. And it is nice, to reflect like this because we don't do such reflections that often, and more than that, we don't give ourselves that, we don't take action on it. So guys, whoever have mentioned that they're going this go sleep at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., today you're going to follow through. So if anything keeps you from that, maybe like you're watching your favorite program and you feel like watching more, or maybe social media, whatever it is, then yeah, then follow through, try that this week. I'm going to go to sleep at that time and take that many hours of sleep that you mentioned is optimal for you. No matter what, organize other stuff around it. If you have more work, try to organize stuff around it so that your body gets what it needs. So yeah, if you feel like you can just take the comment or commit here in public that you're going to do that for 1 week, and then maybe see, how that week went for you and went for your body. Okay, so the third reflection is how much movement and when helps your body release stored emotions. So, so how much movement and when? So, like, if you do a particular movement practice, then maybe for a particular number of minutes or hours, and at what time, of the day. So, so that what, how much movement and when is helps your body release, store emotions because usually the emotions that we repress get stored in our body because that is energy and that is not going to go anywhere unless we express it and process it in some manner. So it gets stored in different parts of our body, and movement helps a lot with that. So, how much movement is optimal for you, and at what time of the day it is optimal for you? Hmm. I'm assuming for Leslie it is going to be a lot because she loves yoga, it seems like. So, yeah, let's see. Hmm. Stacy says, I wish you all a beautiful day, evening. I have to jump off to get ready for an appointment. Thank you, Anisha. See you soon. Yeah. Uh, thank you, Stacy, for tuning in. It was lovely having you. And I hope that appointment goes good, whatever you have up for, whatever you have planned. So have a great day ahead, Stacy. Bye bye. Okay, Leslie says mornings. Yeah, mornings are wonderful for Leslie. Okay, and Amber says yoga asanas and pranayama when waking, at least 15 minutes, dancing and shaking in afternoons and early night. Yeah, I relate to the shaking part. Yeah, so so for the shaking, there is no particular hour. Whenever I feel like, oh, there is too much going on with me, I just shake my body, whole like all head and hands and everything, just shake it off. So yeah. And also, by the way, I have a track on Inside Timer named Shake It Off. So in case you're interested, you can check out my profile, Anisha Maheshwari, and yeah, get some guidance on it if you're interested. So yeah, 15 minutes at least. Yeah, it takes that much time to just kick in. Hmm. Yeah, for me also, it's like morning. Either I do morning walks or I do yoga. So it goes with my mood. So if I want to do a walk, I walk for like 25 minutes or so. And if I want to do yoga, then there is that. So I switch. I open YouTube and I switch on a track known as like mindful yoga. Um, yeah, so there is that. And at nights also I like walking. I like walking under the moon. It is just so beautiful. Even with all the pollution here, I'm not able to see all the stars, but some are visible and it is just so wonderful. So yeah, that is like my movement practice. Okay, so thank you, Leslie and Amber for sharing that. Let's see what is the next prompt. This live is getting long, a little bit longer than my usual ones, but I want to like mm, yeah, so moving on to the next prompt that is about balancing your mind. So this was all about your body, what you eat, sleep, and how you move your body, the three major components. Now, the next thing is about balancing your mind. So, the author says, build in more moments of consciousness and self witnessing daily. Identify your ego stories and shadow self, noticing how your self narrative drives many emotional reactions and coping behaviors. Cultivate a daily relationship with your inner child and begin to reparent yourself, cultivating your wise inner parent to help you identify and meet your unique physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. So, this is like kind of a crux of her book, and she just summarized it in the balancing your mind part. But what I want you to reflect, like based on this, so, what I invite you to reflect is that when you're feeling low, when you're feeling anything but pleasant, so when you're feeling like difficult emotions come up for you, what is your usual coping behavior? Like, what do you end up doing when you are not feeling so good? So, yeah, what do you get into? Mm-hmm. Leslie says, breathe. Wonderful. Yeah, other people. And also mention your unhealthy behaviors that you do because sometimes, no matter how long we have been practicing the healthy ones or trying to change our patterns, sometimes we get into the unhealthy patterns. Uh, or, especially when we are feeling low, we don't feel like doing the healthy stuff. So, yeah, also recognize what are your unhealthy patterns. So, shine the light of your awareness on those. So, for me, the thing that don't help me regulate myself that I tend to do is watching TV. Yeah, so yeah, so sometimes when I don't feel like doing the work, then I just switch on something and yeah, I watch it to just mainly it is to distract myself from the emotions, to not feel that way for a longer time. So yeah, that is something that I do. And then when when I have done that enough, then I feel like, okay, now it is time to just bring in to all of those things that I've learned and yeah, practice them. So yeah, it's just sometimes it is going first to the unhealthy practice and then coming back to the healthy ones. Or sometimes it is like, yeah, I am in the right mindset. So like directly shift to the healthy ones. Brett says I binge on watching TV too until it makes me so feel so bad. Yeah, yeah, it is because it is so stimulating and already we are feeling that all of those emotions and stress response within us. So yeah, until we are like kind of tired and we feel so bad, then we are like, okay, now what do I do? So that is also there. So Leslie says deep breaths can instantly change emotions. Yeah, they do. They do. Deep breaths or any kind of breathing practice, they do help. But what I have learned mm, is that, yeah, sometimes it is good to take some deep breaths to be able to even think clearly. And and sometimes it is also important to also include along with the breathing or along with any practice that helps you not feel that way, to inculcate a practice that helps you feel that way, meaning that that helps you get in touch with whatever is going on inside you, and then and then sitting with it and processing it and expressing it whatever you need. So yeah, and deep breaths are of course amazing, they are really helpful. They are even that much helpful, like so I have like a lot of emotional regulation techniques including deep breaths. And what I usually recommend people is that initially when you're triggered, use them to help you get centered, use them to turn on that logical center of your mind. And then when you feel centered enough, then go inside and stay with whatever is going on. And yeah, and if again it starts to get overwhelming, resort to that practice, for example, deep breaths. So this way you can process it and also not use any technique to avoid it, because it is important to also know that we are not using a technique to not feel a certain way. Um, because resisting is never good, resisting what is. So, yeah, that was something that I wanted to add here. So, thank you, Leslie, for mentioning like deep breaths. Paul says too much sleep when I'm not well, avoiding the painful emotion. Yeah, we do so much. There are so many things that we do to avoid feeling the way we do. And it is okay to do it to do it sometimes or to do it for a certain period of time. And yeah, sleep being one of them, distracting ourselves with sleep, with TV, with social media, um with the stuff, all of that, like drinking and stuff like that. Yeah, so it is all about like avoiding our emotions, but we don't make progress or we don't heal until we go through the tunnel, until we experience, until we feel them, we sit with them. So it is equally important. Okay, so let's see. So the last section is reconnect with your soul of this exercise is reconnecting with your soul. So the author says on this, explore and reconnect with your deepest wants and passions. Practice expressing your authentic self in all areas of your life. Wonderful, wonderful wrap for this practice and even for this live. So as we end this live, I want to thank all of you for your presence. And secondly, I want to announce something for those of you who have joined for, just now or who have joined this live for the first time. So I am offering a gift to all the women present here. So the gift is a powerful coaching conversation with me. So if you are interested in a free 1 hour coaching session, um, and if you are a woman who is ready to step into your highest potential, then feel free to message me. So you can go to my profile, and if you are not already following me, you need to follow me to message me. So when you follow me, the follow button becomes a donate button. Above it, three dots appear. Click on the three dots, go to message teacher, and then you can mention me there that, yeah, you're interested in this offer. You would like to grab onto this gift. So, yeah, I started this as kind of a Valentine's gift. And on the 6th February, actually, now that I'm realizing. And today is 6th March, so it has been like 1 month since I started offering this, and it has been so fulfilling, helping all kinds of women, all kinds of wonderful, amazing women to just bring some ease into their life, bring some peace into their life, and help them with whatever they are going through. So, yeah, it has been an amazing journey, and it has been such amazing conversations, with all these women. So, if you are a woman, or if you know of a woman who would like this, then yeah, you can send them my way. You can reach out, and yeah, I would love to work with you. So, yeah, wow, there are 108 meditators here. Wonderful. This is such a amazing number in, spirituality in so many ways. So, yeah, this number coming up when I mention the gift means a lot. Okay. So, hmm, to wrap the session, I want to remind you that this is getting recorded. You can So the recording would get published after like 1 hour because it is a long recording. So if you want to do the meditation or just watch the session again, since in case you joined late, then you can do so by going to my profile. In the about section, there is a link tree. Click on the link tree and see, you can see the replay there. And this is the 29th session. And now we are going to do the 30th session of this Wheel of Wisdom. I can't believe it. I just started it like as an experimentation. I just had the idea, had the inspiration, and started this. And yeah, we are going to do 30th session of this Wheel of Wisdom on 8th March, which I think happens to be International Women's Day, I think. But it is amazing. The coincidences are amazing, and yeah, it has been such an amazing journey. So thank you for being here with me. And yeah, I mentioned about the replay. Yeah, Leslie says, how cool is that, right? I'm so excited. It is it is so amazing. It is so amazing to be with all of you. And yeah, and for this to happen, like, Women's Day falling in this with my offer going on for the women. Okay, so yeah, another thing is that if you would like read the things that I just mentioned in this live, if you would like immediate access, then within like 5 minutes of this live, I put out the readings, what I read, or the things that we do in my group on Insight Timer. So the name of the community, my little community, is Wonderful Beings. So you can search for Wonderful Beings in the search box in Insight Timer, or you can go to my profile and scroll all the way down, and then yeah, they would see a group name as Wonderful Beings. So I would love to have you as a part of that group. So after each live, I mention what I have read, and also in between, like when I'm reading certain books and I feel inspired to share with them, with my community, then yeah, I mention some parts of that inspire me in that group as well. So yeah, so that's the end of this live. If you found this live valuable, if you found anything valuable that was said in this live or done in this live and you would like to give back, then you can do so through by clicking on the donate button here, somewhere here. And yeah, you can donate whatever you can to help me to support my journey here because yeah, these lives are not paid by Insight Time or anything. Yeah, so your donations are the one that keeps me going and keeps me continue these lives and my offerings. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. Okay, I miss Namaste from Amber. Namaste, Amber. And I'm grateful for you all, each and every one of you. I hope that you receive something from today's live. Sending you a lot of love. Bye bye. Take care. And don't forget to message me if you want that gift, all the beautiful women here. Brit says, thank you. So grateful for this time. Yeah, me too. And guys, you guys can. So I'm doing this all alternate days. So don't forget to come back. Um, day after tomorrow on 8th. So yeah, I um hmm, okay. Brett says I will message you. Wonderful. Um Yeah, but I'm not sure. Like by your name, I'm not very sure that you are a woman or not, because I'm not very familiar. I apologize for that. But yeah, I would like to like mention this offer is actually only for women's. But if you are a man and if you would like to get, if you like my style or something, and if you would like to get more from me, then I do have some stuff for you. You can always check out my tracks or my courses, and also on my link tree. I have like a free course to help you become your best self. Okay, okay, female. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't, I'm not like that familiar with all the names out here. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, and I would love to get in touch with you, all of you, all of you beautiful women. Okay. So bye bye. Take care.